Welcome back, people. So today, it's just me. Consider this your one-on-one time with LFA. Nick has some other stuff going on, and that's good. You know, life is all about balance. You have to be able to take care of the personal and the professional. That's something I'm still trying to work on. But I hope you guys had a phenomenal New Year's Eve. I realized this New Year's Eve that I'm getting very old. Very old. You're only as old as you feel. And New Year's Eve, I felt old. Like I told the wife, I was like, you know what? I'm still young. We haven't done anything in the past couple of years. Like, let's go downtown. They do this potato drop here in Boise, Idaho. They launch this giant potato up above the Capitol and they drop it. They have stuff going on while it's happening, like these skiers jumping these jumps, fireworks going off behind them. We were down there for about 30 minutes and I was ready to go. We were back in home and in bed by 10 p.m. 10 p.m. Hardcore. But, you know, I make up for it in the rest of my busy life. So I hope you guys had a phenomenal new year. I hope 2024 is off to a kick-ass start for you. I know it is for us. And let's jump into some comments. So last week, Jake Boone, you need to make 3 to 4 times the monthly rent of a 2-bedroom apartment to qualify to even rent. And Jake also called out, yet you can go get a loan for a much bigger amount to buy a house. So how is that right? Yeah, our society is kind of fucked up right now. I mean, there's a lot of variables at play, but obviously we have the increased interest rates. And housing prices here in Boise are through the roof. I don't know how it is across the rest of the nation, but they have doubled, if not even come close to tripled within the past 5 years with everybody, the influx of people moving in. And there's such a large demand for homes here in Boise now because of it. And our infrastructure can't keep up with it. All I can tell you, Jake, is hold fast because I'm sure things will start to change around, especially with this being an election year. And we're going to start to see some things happening for the better. Stiggs McQueen back in the comments section. Thanks for always tuning in, Stiggs. We appreciate you. I can think of 4 or 5 bands for whom I would be willing to wait in line for 8 hours to get tickets, but the show would need to be for an audience of 18 to 24 people total. So a very exclusive event. I don't know if I'd wait that long, but this is in reference. Like last week here in Boise, we just got an In-N-Out burger and the line has been nonstop. There are people that waited in line for 8 hours. And that's why we put out the comment, like, how long would you guys be willing to wait in a line? And what would it be for in order to wait in a line for 8 to 9 hours? It's ridiculous because there's this gym, Axiom Fitness, which is right above, it overlooks the In-N-Out burger. And you got people in there working out, and then you've got lines of people just sitting in line waiting for the burger. Just 2 very different types of mentalities. And you know, there are people that ran out of fuel waiting in line to get their burgers. It's just nuts to me. I couldn't foresee doing it. I know some people said they just did the walk up. I guess you could walk up to a window and they got their burger within an hour. That's still excessive to me, especially with how cold it is. But I definitely wait an hour over 8 for anything. Yeah. The Kurt Locker. Love the conversation about priorities. I do realize that prices are getting high and things like home loans, interest rates are crazy. But a lot of folks do a good job of prioritizing exactly the wrong things. Yep. I think that ties into exactly what we just talked about, right? You got people prioritizing waiting in line for 8 hours to get a burger. You got people that are prioritizing, you know, unhealthy drinking, partying over healthy lifestyle. Yeah, you're right. It comes down personal. It comes down to priorities. And a lot of people, you're absolutely right, prioritize the wrong thing. And I don't understand it. I see it every single day. I see it in business. I see it in, you know, just work-life balance, things that people are doing. It's crazy to me. But all we can hope is that they learn from their mistakes and they grow from it. There's not much else you can do. So today, I still really wanted to have the podcast. So Nick obviously is not here. This gives me an opportunity to kind of chat with you guys about some things that are going on in my neck of the world, right? Did I crossed over plural with singular there, right? I don't know. I'm not an English major, but So yeah, like I said, the other thing is too, it's real hard, especially when you have a podcast and we're dedicated to doing it weekly. It's real hard to get momentum and then lose it. And that's the same thing happens with social media and stuff. It's a constant grind. You got to be on top of it. So we will be here, rain, sleet, or snow, coming to you guys, offering information. But there's something I wanted to discuss with you guys. I made a post on our social media, UXO Supplements, last week, and it got some negative flack back. What's interesting is negative flack didn't come back to me direct. People talk. So we hear the comments, right? People always want to share what other people are saying about you, which I think is great. But I shared this post and I wanted to discuss it because some people definitely took it the wrong way. Fuck. I knew Jon was going to fail. I knew he'd give up. But am I? Really? It's kind of crazy to me. So let me share this post with you guys. Have you listened to it? Give me your 2 cents.
So this is kind of a post to make, but I'm going to make it to hold myself accountable. So closing out the year and looking at performance, we actually grew as a company. Not as much as I wanted to grow. We actually came up short of the revenue goal I wanted to hit by a substantial amount. I set a really lofty goal. So realistically, that's fine. It allows me to look at our business and see where we need to make changes going forward. Over the last few months, I've had a very intense focus on branding. Now, when most people think of branding, they probably think of labels, logo design. Branding for us is more about our purpose, our mission, what our customers think of us as a company. So going into 2024, we're going to be making changes to align ourselves back to the foundation of why we started the business. We're going to ensure that we're deeply rooted with our community, analyzing our cost structure, ensuring that we have very affordable products while maintaining a healthy profit margin where the business can continue to go forward. There's going to be changes to the ambassador program. We want to make sure that we have the right people on the team, people that are aligned with what we're trying to do and support the company, support the mission, wear the brand, promote it. So we're going to be doing more community events, both within the veteran community, local community, shows, things of that nature. I'm on a very tight timeline to where I need this to explode. And if it doesn't, I'm fortunate that I have other opportunities within the industry that'll allow me to continue my mission forward, maybe not through UXO, but in a different position that has a lot more resources that's going to allow me to continue what I started here and make bigger impact. So I'm drawing the line in the sand. June is the deadline. Regardless what happens, I appreciate you guys for your support. And I promise you all the changes that are coming have a deliberate purpose and will all be for the positive, regardless what happens. So I appreciate you guys. Go Eags.
That's it in a nutshell. So some people kind of construed that as, I'm giving up, I'm shutting down UXO, which could potentially happen, right? So don't get me wrong. Now here's some things that I wanted to discuss. I made this post public because I wanted to be transparent. But the other thing is I feel it's important to push yourself, right? I'm putting a deadline on it. There's no more wishy-washiness of like, well, let's try this. We have to be very deliberate with every fucking action we take. All right, I'm giving myself until June to make this company explode. And there's 2 reasons for it. So when I hear people like, oh, he failed, no, he's given up, we didn't fail. We didn't fail at all. The company is self-sustaining right now. It's done over $1 million. And maybe I just didn't think big enough in the beginning, right? My goal was to hit $1 million a year. Like, let's hit $1 million a year. We hit $1 million a year, we made it. $1 million isn't a lot, guys. It's not a lot. You hit $1 million, that's enough to cover your bills. It's enough to give yourself a paycheck. It's enough to pay for the warehouse, all the expenses to run the business. But there's not a lot left over after that. And for me, with this business, I've been killing myself, driving it forward. Anybody who knows me who knows I'm a determined individual and I push, and I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. So I push hard. And that means that I work all the goddamn time. Like I said in the beginning, I still struggle with that kind of work-life balance, having that balance in life. And now that another opportunity has presented itself, then I could potentially take this and run with it. But I also don't want to feel like I've given up. So I'm dumping every effort I have into UXO right now. My goal is to make it explode. Like the deadline in the sand in June, it's not me throwing my hands up and saying, well, guys, we tried everything. Right now, this is me setting the deadline to say in June, we are going to explode. We are going to double in size. Like we have to be on trajectory to do 2 million plus. And then it's how do we get to 20 million a year, right? That's the way I'm looking at it. Like Gary Vee, all these other, inspirational business guys, they always talk about not having a plan B. And I don't necessarily see it as I have a plan B. I have another option, but I'm not even looking at that option right now. For me, I'm using that option as motivation to push me harder here in my seat. This pushes me to take this company to the next level, right? So for you people that were like, you gave up, I knew you'd quit, I knew you'd fail. Again, we didn't fail. The business is profitable. I could continue to do this. This is my way to hold myself accountable by making that post, drawing a line, setting here is my deadline, and I'm getting the fuck after it. I'm getting after it hard. We're dumping every resource. Like this could potentially personally bankrupt me. The business will be good, but this could personally bankrupt me in the fact that I'm putting every effort to make this the next best thing. So let me know what your thoughts are on the video, right? Ultimately, the goal is if we don't hit that mark, and I do realize, like, you know what, I'm through killing myself and need to find a better work-life balance, find something. Well, I already have the offer there, and it would allow me more time to spend with my friends, my family, would allow me to take vacations without having to stress out about the business. Like that's the thing that a lot of people don't understand. When you're an entrepreneur, you run a successful business, it never shuts off. It's always going. You never get a day off. There's always something happening that you need to be involved with. Now, until you get bigger and you have more resources and you have a big team behind you, we don't have that luxury right now. So if it does get to that point, the business is doing well enough to where I should be able to sell it, which is going to put more money in my pocket. Again, I don't see that as a failure. Ultimately, my goal, we're doubling down though, and we should hit that mark by June to where we will keep pushing forward. We will keep pushing harder. That's it. That's what I got. That was on my plate today. Again, back to 2024. Lots of stuff going on this year, election year, lots of stuff in the news. I don't know how you guys deal with it. For me, I have to tune out of social media. So for some of the people that are on my team that I've kind of disconnected from, I do apologize. And it's only going to get worse. But I really am only on social media now for business needs. So when people hit me up and like, hey, I sent you a Facebook message, like you didn't respond, because I'm not on Facebook. I'm sorry. If it's really important, please text me. I'll see my texts. I'll see my emails, but social media, I try and it's there for the business, for me to push stuff forward to help the business grow, because it's a necessary evil. You have to be on social media, especially if you run a business. Outside of that, I try to really disconnect, guys. So I am not ignoring you guys. I'm not pushing you to the side. It's just back to priorities. It's not a priority for me. Social media is not a priority for me outside of business. I'm sure some of you guys are that way too. Let me know what you guys do to disconnect from social media, especially in an election year when everything becomes very political. Because that's the thing. On social media, the politics use it too to help push their narrative and try and get people's buy-in. Where's the best place to do that? Well, fucking social media. That's where everybody's at. People aren't in the newspapers anymore. They're not reading magazines. They're not in retail stores. They're on fucking social media. So that's where you're going to see shit. That's whether you agree with it or not. That's why I limit my time on those platforms, people. Outside of that, dude, I'll tell you guys what else. 2024, this has been a rough start. I quit drinking. Looking at my health and health of my kidneys and liver, it's like I stopped drinking. I haven't had a drink since New Year's Eve night. And even then, I think I only had like one. But it's been rough. It's really been rough. I kind of rely on alcohol to kind of like ease my pain, right, if you will. I don't know if any of you guys deal with that either, but like for me, and the VA throwing medication at me to try and fix stuff, that doesn't work. Like alcohol is the one thing that kind of level sets me. And I know it's messing with my sleep patterns. Absolutely. If I'm drinking before I'm going to bed. But quitting drinking, it's like I had that crave for it. I have that crave. Like I got so bad that at my high point last year, I was probably drinking a full bottle every other day of rum. That's why Nick gives me shit for buying the cheap rum, but it's like, I buy a lot of rum. Like it may be the bottom shelf rum that I'm getting, but I'm buying 4 to 5 of those a week, bro. So I'm spending more than your middle upper end bottle of rum. I'm focused on quantity over quality, if that makes sense. But it's been tough. I'm going to stick to it though. You know, I got to start drinking more water. That's the one of the key things I said I was going to do this year was more water, better sleep. For me personally, my water intake's shit. I'm all about the energy drinks, and it was about rum and Diet Coke, but water intake, I've got to get better at. That's one of the key things that you need to focus on with fitness, right? And health, water intake, sleep. Part of my sleeping problem was goddamn alcohol. Take care of one, it should fix the other. Hopefully. We'll see. My sleep hasn't gotten much better. I'm hoping it will. But yeah, this is all because I went into the doctor's office, and I don't know if you guys have ever had blood work done, but I had blood work to look at my testosterone levels, my hormone levels, and also wanted to check my enzymes. And my creatinine, is that how you say it? Creatinine levels were through the roof. So it scares me because like we did one test and the doc comes back, and this is a guy that deals with bodybuilders all the time. He's like, oh, your creatinine's at like a 1.56. You ever been on medication for that before? I was like, yeah. It's like 1.56 is pretty high. I was like, oh, that doesn't mean shit to me. It's a number. So I started talking to my other buddies who run like test and run gear because they're big in the bodybuilding scene. They're like, oh yeah, dude, I have high creatinine levels. I'm at like a 1.3. It's like, oh fuck. So I'm at 1.5. So he had me fast because that can affect your creatinine levels. So I fasted, went back in, got more blood work done, and it came back even higher. It's like a 1.65, 1.68. I'm like, oh fuck. But now my doctor is out of town. So I got to wait for him to come back. We have a follow-up appointment on the 14th to kind of see what the next steps are. And looking at like quitting drinking, yeah, maybe I should have quit a little bit sooner. But it's, you know, this all ties in together. You know, it's like that. That's the writing on the wall. Like I need to stop. I need to drink more water. I need to quit alcohol. Focus on healthy living. Like that's what we preach. UXO supplements. Hey, live a healthier lifestyle. I feel a little bit hypocritical for not doing it myself. Like I'm always in the gym. Don't get me wrong. I'm always in the gym. Like that is my scapegoat. That is my therapy. That is what drives my my ambition. Being in the gym it makes me feel better. But now I got to start doing that outside the house too. You know. So on to bigger and better things, people. You always can become better in some aspect of your life. So focus on that. Do that. For UXO, I don't know if you saw, we dropped the new hoodies. New hoodies are looking fresh, people. Fresh. In fact, check this out. I didn't even know we could do this, but come to find out, we can share screens now. So you guys can see what the fuck I'm talking about, which I think is badass. But we dropped new hoodies. And I know Until Death Barbell has the same style hoodies, but these new battle-tested hoodies, freaking dope. I love them. It's actually a 3D puff print, so you can see how it kind of puffs out. Battle-tested. Now, Until Death Barbell has these same style hoodies with his pretty common themed American traditional style art. So check these hoodies out, though. They're super heavyweight. I absolutely love them. If you love what we do, show us some love, some support. Head over to Until Death Barbell. Head over to UXO Supplements. Check out these hoodies. Super clean, super heavy. Dude, I love them. I love them. The only reason I'm not wearing one now today is because I wore it like the last 4 days, and it's kind of funky. All right? Kind of funky. But the new hoodies are legit. And that's one of the things that we look at. It's like, hey, how can we level up our business? Like we're talking about improving yourselves, constantly looking for ways to improve yourselves. We're doing that with the business too. And another reason why I made that video earlier is to hold myself accountable. Like, how am I going to level the business up consistently, whether it be through content creation, through product design, through formulas, through whatever. Like, what are we going to do to level ourselves up to gain more market share, to get more customers like you in our door, supporting us, driving our mission forward? That's what it's all about. But you don't have to be a business to do that. So back to like what I was just talking about. What can you level up in your personal life? Think about that. Take that into account. Like 2024, I hate it when people do the New Year's resolution, because New Year's resolutions really are set up for failure, in my belief. Set some goals, some tangible, trackable goals that you want to do. Like with mine, more water intake. I'm going to drink a gallon of water a day. I'm saying my gallon, but I got my water here. As opposed to my cup of liquor that we used to have as we do this podcast, water. And I'm going to hit my gallon of water today. Those are the trackable goals you need to do. Everything. Like you always hear the acronym SMART. When you're going to set a goal, it needs to be SMART. Specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. The other reason why I made that video, timely. I needed a timeline. I needed something to hold myself accountable. If you're going to set a goal this year, make it timely. Don't be like, I want to lose 3 pounds. Right? Like, I want to lose 3 pounds by the end of January. Set small, trackable goals. You hit that goal, expand upon it. Boom. I hit that goal. I lost 3 pounds in January. I'm going to lose another 5 pounds in February. Boom. You start tracking it. Realistic. You're not going to say, fuck, I'm going to lose 40 pounds in January. It's not realistic. It's not feasible, not unless you're starving yourself and doing it in unhealthy ways. So make sure it's realistic. People, next week, we have Big Rob on the podcast. Big Rob Energy. I'm excited to have him on. Have him tell his story. So be sure to tune in next week, because it's going to be a really good podcast. I'm excited for it. I've known Big Rob for a long time. Big Rob Energy originally owned Gunsmith Clothing with another individual, fitness lifestyle type brand. And he gave it up. He went into content creation full time. That's all he does. He makes YouTube videos. He's a gamer. But he makes some of the funniest fucking videos. You don't even have to be a gamer to watch his content and enjoy it. He's just a funny dude. And we're going to have him talk through how he got there, like how he was able to turn in a full-time job and just go into content creation, making money off of what he loves doing. Like, that's the dream right there, people. That's the dream. So I'm excited to hear from Rob. And ultimately, that's what we're trying to chase doing here. Like right now, I'm living my dream. It's just not big enough. And I fault myself for it. We're going to make it huge. So tune in next week. Big Rob will be on. Nick will be back. Nick will be back. Nick will back. Nick will be back. Nickelback. I'm on to something there. Nick, you got a new nickname, dude. I'm sorry. So you will see Nickelback on the podcast next week. Excited for that. But drop your comments in the section below. What else do you want to hear from us? What have we done in the past you'd like to hear more of? Things we haven't talked about, maybe you want to hear about. Let us know. As always, we appreciate you guys. This week, it's a short one. It's just me. This is a little one-on-one time you get with me. It doesn't happen that often. Enjoy it. I enjoy my one-on-one time with you. Yeah. But let me know in the comments what we should focus on, what you want to hear about. We love you guys. We appreciate you. Have a good one. Black sheep.